Hey, y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Committed to Me podcast. I am Keisha, licensed social worker.
Hey, y'all, I'm Alexis, licensed mental health therapist.
All right, so as y'all can see, we have on the same clothes again from the last episode. As long as we showed up, that's what matters. Mm-hmm. And we are not perfect, as we spoke about last episode. Sometimes you forget, things happen, but we're dedicated. We're true to this. So here we are. Okay, act like you never saw these clothes. All right. So Alexis, what have you been listening to lately?
Yeah, okay, I gotta pull out my phone for this one because I've literally been on my R&B neo soul kick right now. Okay. And so I just started listening to Bloom by Duran Bernard. He just
did come out with a new album. I have not listened to it, but I saw it on Apple Music.
It is a 10 out of 10.
Okay,
the first song, 10 out of 10.
I know, baby. He be holding them notes and singing, and it's soulful. Yes.
Okay. Got me. And then I've been listening to Kalela. No, it's Kalela. In the Blue Light. That has also been in my playlist as well too. And then Amara Free Fallin' has been in my playlist too.
Okay, I need to listen to those.
Yeah, it's been a good playlist, and so I it's really helping my central nervous system.
Oh, calm you down. I love that. Calming one.
Yeah, it's calming me down.
Better calm your CNS, girl.
So I've been chilling, know, and I've been listening to Drake and Key Glock and just a little bit of.
Oh, I love me some Key Glock.
I am a Key Glock and Dolph fan.
But when I play him with the kids in the car, I'd be like, that's her number. Oh, Jesus, Lord, why you keep talking like that? But man, I love me some Key Glock.
Yeah,
I do. Well, I have recently dabbled into gospel rap.
Really?
I don't know how I got here. I don't.
It's good though.
Listen, so I have a cousin who listens to gospel rap, but every time she used to play, I was like, "Oh, turn this off." And then one day, I buy her a Bible, not a Birkin bag.
Okay,
that song came on, and then Apple Music just went in the shuffle, and I was like, Who is this? All these beats is fire. Like, I was like, oh my gosh. Next, I got a whole little rap gospel playlist. And I'm just like, this is really good.
Yeah. Like, they be going up. It's really good.
They do. So let me see who I've been listening to. I'm gonna throw some artists out there. So we got Kajan Boone, DKG Kai, Scooty Wop. Okay. Then I got some gospel R&B.
Nice.
Somebody called Sunday. Mm-hmm. Very good. CJ. Very good. Blanca, Are You Ready? I love that song.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on my gospel kick. Like, okay, I don't gotta just do praise and worship, be on my knees crying like, thank you, Lord. I can,
you can turn it up. You can turn it up.
Yeah. Turn it key real loud, okay? I need everybody to know all these lyrics. So gospel rap got me in a chokehold right now.
I feel that.
I don't know who I'm becoming.
Yeah.
But I definitely see a little transition going on.
That's nice.
So here we are.
I love that. Yeah. I mean, music has definitely been something that I love to just explore a little bit of this, a little bit of that in. So I always am curious about what people are listening to. So y'all drop whatever songs y'all are listening to in the comments. We would love to hear from y'all because we're always adding on to our playlist.
Mm-hmm, baby, I got listening. Yellow Cake Volume 1, Yellow Cake Volume 2. Playlist forever.
Love that.
So yeah. Okay, let's get into the episode. So, question of the day. What is your fondest memory of your friends?
Let me think. I don't know. I do so much with my friends. Oh, I don't know. You go first.
I don't know either. Truly, I have a lot of memories. I think, so once upon a time, we had a group of 13 to 15 of us. And we did a lot of things, whether it was just kickbacks or brunches, birthday parties, Halloween fish fries, and, the Friendsgiving and Christmas parties. So it's so many. I think I just like coming together with my friends and just being able to celebrate and seeing everybody, catching up, having good girl time, laughter for days. Mm-hmm. I just have so many memories. It's just something about having your girls or your friends group. It just makes you feel like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I would say, honestly, my fondest memory of my friends is, it's a recent one, when we all had went to Chicago. I spoke about it in the last episode, but it was really like a girls trip. And we normally do girls trips, but this one felt a little different. We did bracelet making. We went out to eat. We did some sightseeing. Like it was an all girls trip and stuff. And so I really felt like we had that opportunity to bond and be together, and just take a break from our busy lives and stuff. So I would say that's my fondest memory. But like we're all like, my friends and I, we're all so different. So when we come together, it's just, I don't know, it's just something. I know after this episode, all these memories are going to start to pop up. I'm going to hate that I didn't say them.
You like, dang, I shouldn't talk about this.
Yes, but I love my friends dearly. Like we've been locked in for some time.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You got to have your girls group. I remember once upon a time, like wishing I had the close friends. Cause I feel like I went through this period of like isolation in my life, like after college.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I miss like my college friends. And then you grow older and you get your adult friends. And I'm just like, I remember thinking, I can't wait to be a part of that girls group and have those opportunities. And, you know, I moved to Houston from Dallas and I feel like my life just completely changed and blossomed.
Yeah.
And I was able to have that opportunity for the girls group.
Really?
And it's just something that I will forever hold dear to me and treasure, no matter how far we distance ourselves and we grow apart.
Yeah.
But you always have those memories with you, you know, and that's something that I love.
Yeah. Me and my girls, honestly, my adult friends are like my childhood friends. Like I've been locked in for them. I think one of my longest friendships that I have is about 17 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, like we all met in middle school.
That's a long
Actually,
time.
I think it's almost 20 years. Like my best friend, we all met in intermediate school. We bonded over hating the school because our parents had moved us to a whole new school district that was like a complete culture shock for the both of us. And I remember she was a choir. My best friend, she can sing down, you know. And I remember I could not sing. I wanted to be in choir because at the district that I was at, the school district I was at before, it was a handbells class. And I don't know if you know about no handbells, but handbells was going off for me as a child. Like it was free. I knew that I could do it. And it didn't cost my mama a penny to be in. So it was fun. Like we got to be in handbells class. Like, and you get to read music as well too. And I remember when we first signed up for the school, I was there with my mom and I said, well, do y'all have a handbell class? And she was like, yes, we have a handbell class. They did not have a handbell class. They had choir with a couple of bells, but that was it. You know? And so that's where I met my best friend. And the choir teacher, she was so mean. Like she was like a no tolerant Black teacher. Like she was like, y'all gonna come up here and sit down and sing and y'all gonna go into the next class. Like she was that type of teacher. And I remember, you know how you in choir class, they ask people to come up and sing because she's trying to figure out what our vocal range is. The way she went about it was not okay. She had called my best friend up there. At the time, I did not know her. Like, we were both new. I did not know her. And I didn't know none of the students in the class at all either. And so she called my best friend up there and she hit the key and my best friend starts singing. I'm like, oh my God, like that girl could sing. That is so good, you know? And I'm like sitting in the back like, baby, I hope she don't call me. And you know, there's boys in the class as well too. So I'm just like, I'm not trying to embarrass myself. I'm nervous. Girl, she called me up there and she hit a key. Keisha, before I could even get a word out, she said alto. I said, she said alto. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and sit there. And I wanted to be with my best friend because she was with the sopranos. All the girls are sopranos. And I'm like, I'm back here with the boys and the alto. And my best friend, to this day, when I tell that story, she will like die laughing because she was like, girl, she didn't give you a chance. And I was like, no, she did not. Like, I immediately became an alto, but it was okay. We bonded out over that. But that's one of my longest friendships, 20 years.
It's a long time. I think I maybe talked to 2 people from high school. What? Maybe. And that's not even like close friends. That's just like, hey, I comment on your picture and that's it. Everybody else college. I don't have nobody from childhood.
Yeah.
That's good. You should treasure that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do. I really do treasure that. But making friends as an adult is hard.
Oh, I don't make them no more. Keisha. Listen, whoever I know, whoever I got, that's what I got.
It. She said, it's hard out here.
But no, I follow 2 groups on Facebook. One is like Moms of Cyprus. Oh. The other is like Bible Girls Meets, and then there's one acts like a Houston Black Girls group. Okay. And they always talk about, hey, we're gonna go here this weekend or what y'all want to do. And I'm like, oh, I wish I would just be like, hey, yeah, let me join in. I just be baby, I'm just stalking. Just
you are observing. You are observing and stalking the group chat.
I'm not active at all.
What the heck? Why you not doing? Why you not engaging?
I don't think I have the time.
You want to
listen, no, for real. Like, okay, I have a group of cousins. I mean, it's a lot of us, and we all got our kids. So we try to do our monthly meetups, and then you got the girls, trying to do their meetups, and then you got the kids, you got the husband, you got time to yourself. Then trying to, just do your own little goals and rest. And I'm just like, I don't think I got time for nobody else. It is what it is, and I'm okay with it.
I mean, that's fine. I'm not there. I'm not there. I would say the way that I show up in my friendships has definitely changed over time as I've gotten older. In middle school and in high school, I would describe myself more so like as a loner, but at the same time, I was always involved in activities. So that's where I naturally got my friends. But I always had my core friend groups. And honestly, my friendships were really tested at an early age because my friends mainly went to one high school while I went to another high school. So I had to start all over again. And finding my friends. And so they got closer and I felt so
isolated.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And basically where I went to high school, we have a road that connects the 2 high schools. And so you can only see those people in the morning time. And I mean, crack at the dawn of at the crack of morning, you could see them. So we would get on the school bus and you would have to literally text your friends. And you got them flip phones. So we taking time to text each other so we can meet on that road. But then at the same time, that was short lived because you got to get to class, But honestly, looking back at it now, I really appreciate how much of an effort my friends and I made back then to be close to one another. Mm-hmm. But we also understood that we needed some time apart to grow, but the friendship always remained strong.
That's good.
But that's where I had the early test of trying to reach out and step out of my comfort zone and making new friends. And that was hard even as a child, mm-hmm. Especially in high school, where everybody's just trying to figure out who they are and stuff. But in college, my same core of friends that I went to middle school with, we all went to college together.
Oh, y'all are so cute.
Yeah, and now I'm realizing, I'm like, dang, we really kept that together. And honestly, I really didn't know where they were going to go for college because during that process, I was just trying to focus on getting into a university that was just different from where my mm-hmm. high school and middle school experience looked like. I wanted to be around different people and experience something new. I remember connecting with my best friend and I was just like, look, you're going. You're going to this school. We're going to stay at this dorm. We're going to figure it out. It's going to be okay. And then she was like, Alexis, I don't know. I was like, girl, we're going to that school. We're going to be roommates. This is going to be perfect.
That's so cute.
And she really took a leap and it changed our lives. Us going to that school, it changed our lives completely. And then that's when we had learned that our other friend, she was going to that university too. But we wasn't communicating, but it was just in some way we was all operating to go to that university mm-hmm. in some form of fashion. And through that college experience, our friendship was put to the test so many times. Those girls are truly my chosen sisters.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah, they're my chosen sisters. We've been through the struggles.
I believe it, especially during college. I can just look back on so many petty arguments me and my friends had. Yes. We have fallen out. I don't know how many times. Yes. Or after college, people move out of the city to different cities, and some people want to move to California. It's just it's so many things. Or even the stage of a friend that got married and had babies, sooner than other people did. So, it's different, trying to manage. It's no longer, let's just go to the bar and have drinks. Now you got to throw in kid time and family time. or somebody lives in far North Dallas, somebody's in far South Dallas, and that's at least a 45-minute drive to see each other. So then you don't see each other as much. There's so many changes that goes into friendships. And sometimes you do outgrow your friendships through the transitions or, petty arguments or life just happens. And sometimes it's tough dealing with that loss of somebody. And, we have to learn to navigate those transitions.
Yeah. Yeah. So what was that like? How did you show that support? That's my question. When those challenges came up. Because you're pretty chill and laid back.
Well, okay, I haven't always been that way. So in college, I was the quick to pop off, gonna cuss you out, don't care how it makes you feel, don't want to hear it. Like they used to call me K Hostile.
K Hostile.
Not proud of that. I am a new changed woman. But I'm not that person. I was like, oh my gosh, she's just crazy. So I think I was a good friend to people. Don't get me wrong. I always had your back. If you need me to take you somewhere. You need me to make you a meal or, it's your birthday, let's throw you a party. I'm always down for you. Yeah. But when it came to those tough conversations, I wasn't always understanding. And, a lot of me popped off. And I can look back and think like, okay, I could have been a better friend to some people, Yeah. But I think present day, even in maybe 25 and up, I can say I've been a good friend. The early me, I was like, oh, I don't know, I'm gonna cuss you out because you're tripping. But I can remember one moment. I had a friend in college. When she had her second kid, she named me to be the godmother. So throughout that time, we were also growing apart because we're no longer close to each other. She's married. And so maybe like 2-3 years of her baby, being alive, she was like, hey, she texted me. She's like, how do you feel about me giving the godmother title to so and so instead of you because you're not here, you're not active? And I couldn't even be mad at her. I was like, you're right. Like, I'm not active. I'm no longer living in Dallas. And I told her I completely understand. Like, you do what you have to do for your family, your kids. Like, there's no hard feelings. I love you. I love the baby. Yeah. And she was just like, I'm so surprised you handled this well. Like, I thank you for understanding. And I was like, girl, I thank me too, because old me would not have been understanding. But me as an adult, things change, transitions happen. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, the godmother should be somebody who sees your kid all the time, who's active in their life, and if that's not my role, I have to be honest with myself and her to say, yes, let's make that change, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
So it can be hard.
That is hard. I mean, you definitely handled that the right way because I would have got offended. Like, what do you mean you're gonna take this away from me? What?
Yeah. It is. But I mean, it could have went completely left. But at the end of the day, it's no fault to her because I'm the one that's not there and I'm the one that's not being present. So I couldn't be mad at anybody but myself.
Yeah, I didn't experience, honestly, my friends having, kids until we were done with college. And right now, being that we're in our 30s or some of my friends are approaching their 30s, we're all learning how to be friends to some of our friends that do have kids. And I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of hard. It is kind of hard because we're so used to, hey, y'all, let's go to dinner and we're going to dinner.
Right.
Or hey, y'all, let's go see this movie and we're going to go see this movie. And so trying to remember to loop in that friend that has a kid can be challenging sometimes, but it's also trying to find ways to give her grace and understanding that she can't show up how we thought she could show up, But a big issue that I noticed in friend groups is that when changes happen, sometimes people stop communicating. And that is a huge pet peeve of mine, even though I do it as well too. And I'm working on that as a friend because in friendships, you got to keep communicating. And something that also comes up very often, and we see it a lot in TV shows, is jealousy in friendships. And it's really not taught how to navigate through those moments of when you may be happy for your friend, but also sad for you.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yes.
And that comes up a lot, especially like when you're in your 30s and you're noticing some of your friends are getting married and you haven't gotten married yet, or you're noticing that some people around you are starting families and you're just heavily in your career. And you could be very happy for them, but sad for you as well too. And that's okay. I would just say, like, sometimes I notice people just suffer alone rather than saying, like, hey, I need my community, because I hear people saying, well, how can I ask for my community or how can I ask to spend time with my friend when they got all this going on,
And sometimes it sounds like you don't want to be a burden to people.
That's what they say.
But it's also you acknowledging that you're human, your friends are human, and just the way that you need them, they may need you as well too. And you guys have to communicate and figure out how to make this transition work.
I agree. I think we as people have a tough time being vulnerable and letting our emotions take up space. Because like I said, they say I don't want to be the burden, but really you're not comfortable speaking up with how you feel. You're not comfortable with saying, hey, I do feel lonely, or hey, I do miss you. And instead of saying I miss you, we're gonna say, oh, you've been acting funny lately. Why do we do that? So you do have to, it's okay. Like, let people know how you feel. And I think we try to handle our problems on our own. And we get very quiet and isolating, and somebody will hit you up and you're like, oh, I'm fine, I'm chilling. But really, hey, I'm drowning and I feel stressed and I'm overwhelmed. We don't say that because we don't want to talk about our emotions. And it's hard. But if they're your friend or a close cousin or whoever, if they're as close, as you say you are, you should be able to comfortably talk about how you feel.
Yeah, that is true. But also, people change in friendships. And I had to assess myself and to figure out what type of friend that I am. I'm somewhere between like medium and low maintenance type of friend, because you don't have to call me
every day, every week. I agree.
But if you do call me every day, every week, I will answer. Like, I will make myself available if I do have the time to make myself available. And I could also be a medium maintenance type of friend where I do want one-on-one time. I do want us to do things together, but I could also be understanding that you have a life, you have things going on and stuff. And so to me, it's a give and take. I don't like to be the friend that's always reaching out and that friend's not reaching out to me. Don't like that.
Agree.
But just kind of knowing like what type of friend I am helps me navigate in my friendships as well too, and asking for things as well.
I can see that. I'm gonna double down on that and say, however, I have learned. What if you are that person who's always reaching out, and then you're wondering like what's going on, and you fall back, and then that friend comes around, a month or two later, and then y'all have that one-on-one sporadically, and then they're like, let me tell you what I've been going through. And you find out this whole line of things they've been going through. And you're like, dang, I've been over here talking trash about you in my mind, saying you don't hit me up all along. You're suffering behind closed doors. And so I've learned that when it comes to who you are as a person, you just have to know your role. Like, what if as a person, my personality is just, I'm the initiator. That just may be what I am. And I don't take it personally if no one hits me up. But like, if you cross my mind, I'm going to, text somebody randomly and say, hey, you crossed my mind, checking in, period. And you can take 3 days to respond. I am okay with that because I can read a message and respond in my mind, put it down. And next thing you know, it's a week. And I'm like, oh, crap, I've never pressed send. I never even typed out the message. So I've learned that my role is maybe I am meant to check in on people. Maybe I'm meant to be the initiator and not take it personally, because you don't know what people are going through behind closed doors. They could be going through financial issues. They could be stressed. Work is kicking their butt. They're depressed because of personal things or relationship. And you over here mad because they didn't reach out to me. It can be something way bigger,
Yeah, but you also in friendships, you can't assume.
Very much.
I made that mistake before in my friendships, just assuming that, oh, they don't want to hit me up, and just kind of creating all these other narratives. And that became a very isolating experience. And I had to go back into those friendships and really tell them all that what I was going through, because it really was a me thing. Like, I was going through life, like things were happening to me. And instead of me communicating, that what was happening, I just started projecting and creating all these different narratives, and that was not healthy at all either. So sometimes you really do have to do a character check, like, and really assess like what all is contributing to you seeing this relationship as something negative versus giving it grace and giving it time and being vulnerable.
I agree. I definitely agree, especially with transitions, like you said. Like the girls group I had, it was a large group of us. And then, I had a baby, a girl had a baby before me, one had a baby after me. And so now we have like half who have kids, half who either had their kids and their kids are teenagers now and not babies. So they're able to go out now, and us with babies, we aren't, and so it did kind of create the divide where, you would log on social media and they're partying and we're like, well, dang, we ain't getting no invite, And they were like, well, we didn't even bother you because we know you either you're busy with your husband or your kid. We just, assumed. And so it created this divide between us where we're just like, well, still invite us, even though we really can't make it, invite us.
But see,
Exactly. And so they're like, why? They're like, man, if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't be worried about going now. Like, I'm going to be home with my family and chilling. And, so everybody has their own opinions, but we have to talk about it so that doesn't come between all of us. Some of us, some people left the group and some people fell out. And then others were just like, well, hey, they ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, you don't invite me? I'm cool because I know we don't have no beef. If you cross my mind, I can hit you up. I know you're going to text back or, I know you're going to like a picture of my baby and say she's beautiful. Like, it's okay. Changes do happen. Sometimes you do outgrow your friendships. But as long as like, you're solid, I'm solid, we can come back to it however many months down the line and it's completely fine. It is what it is.
Yeah, allowing there to be some space for there to be some understanding in friendships. And I agree with you said. Sometimes you're gonna have or you're gonna take on a role in friendships just because that may just be who you are as a person. But that doesn't mean that you always have to remain in that role.
Yeah.
And one of my biggest challenges in friendships is re-teaching people how to treat me. Because in our last episode, we talked about perfectionism. And like I said, I hid behind my perfectionism. And so honestly, before the perfectionism even took place, before I even went to therapy, I was not good with expressing my emotions. And sometimes I would talk about things in a very passionate way. I can be a very passionate person if I believe in something or if I support something. And sometimes that passion would get mistaken for aggression. And I hated that. I hated that. And so I was also the girl I will hop out there if I needed to as well too. But I didn't I was in a different space back then, and even now, like my friends will make jokes about certain things or they would say things about who I was before and I would have to correct them and be like, no, that's not me anymore. And I've gotten so much into the habit of it that I remember like just this weekend I was out with some of my girls and they're like, but Alexis, that's not you anymore. I was like, oh, y'all been listening. Like, oh my gosh. Like, yeah, that's not me anymore. I'm glad that like you all can recognize that as well too. Like that really helped me feel seen at the time. And I believe sometimes in certain relationships, you cannot feel seen by your friends because they just may be used to a version of you that you are no longer anymore.
That is true.
And so it's a really rough patch to go through, but it's necessary to continuously have these conversations and advocate for yourself.
I definitely agree with that. It's all about evolution. And I think as you grow older, your friendships are going to go through so many changes. You're going to evolve. They're going to evolve. And once you're able to stay with the evolution and keep up with the pace, that is how the friendships last, versus wanting this one version of you. And when they're not open to the new version of you coming in, then that's when they fall off.
Yes. Do you ever merge your friend groups?
I have not.
What?
I have not. Well, okay. I have not merged college friends with adult friends because college friends don't live here in Houston.
Gotcha.
So it's gonna always be a distance timing issue. I don't have anybody from high school, so there's nobody for that. The only thing that I've merged is like my adult girls with my cousins.
Okay.
We'll merge, and hang out. But other than that, I don't have a need to because my cousins are so many of us. That's enough to stay busy. And then when the friend group was popping, that's enough to stay busy.
Right.
Like there's no need to add anybody else. I don't even have my plate is full, So I have not. But I mean, I've heard people say like you got some friends specifically for brunching, some friends are specifically for going out, some friends specifically for traveling, some specifically for church. Like everybody has their assignment in their role, and sometimes there's no need to mix them up.
Yeah, I would just say it's up to you if you decide to merge your friend groups or not. I merge my friend groups because it just saves me the hassle of like telling everybody what I need to tell them. And because I like to tell my friends things. Sometimes I tell my friends sometimes I tell my friends.
Getting passionate.
Yes, I am. Sometimes I tell my friends different things at different times. But if I need to bring everybody together to say something, I'll do that. but I remain who I am. Sometimes when you have different relationships within your friendships or have like subgroups, it can create jealousy in those friendships. And that is something to address amongst all your friends because obviously that may be a need that you need to acknowledge with those friends that you want to have a further relationship with. So the key is communication and always giving your friends the benefit of the doubt
Yeah.
if it's necessary when you can, but also understanding that they're just people too.
Yeah, and change happens. Change happens every day in life, and the more that you accept the change, the easier it is to flow with it instead of like opposing the change. So we're gonna go through transitions in friends, and sometimes you outgrow them and you go through different stages, and it happens. It's life.
Right. But friendship breakups are hard. So give
Hmm.
yourself some time. Let your friends know, find your support, but just don't go into that isolation, you versus the world type of mentality because it always leads you back to me.
Facts. We don't want zero, no trade, no one deep. We don't want that.
Doesn't age
It
well.
doesn't. No, we don't want that.
Well, y'all, that marks the end of our episode. Please be sure to leave a comment on what you do within your friendships and
Mhm.
like how y'all spend time together. I know with my girls, we go to cooking classes, we go to perfume making classes, you name it, we do
Oh,
it
y'all cute.
together. We be,
Y'all cute.
I guess I'm
Okay.
like the event planner type of.
No, you're wrong. There you go. There you go.
My role. But yeah, y'all leave a comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts on today's episode. And of course, if you loved and enjoyed this episode, leave us 5 stars and pass this episode on to a friend of a friend of a friend.
Yes, and don't forget to follow us on social media at Committed to Me Podcast.
Yes, see y'all next time.
Bye.